how to deal with getting second place, how to cope with being a silver medalist. Welcome in, much love, Trav here. And I thought I would talk about this because I was reading about Olympic medalists and found that people who get first and third are much happier than those who get second. And this is something that I've been dealing with recently because I just played in this big 1,400 player Magic tournament, Grand Prix Portland, and I got second place and got all these amazing perks out of it. But my mind is just fixated on the what ifs of what if I had won and so on and so forth. Let's go the other way. There's someone coming up on the trail. Let me know what you think about this sort of video where we're going for a walk together. I think it'll be cool. Yeah, I also previously got second place at a one-slot qualifier for the Pro Tour, and that felt fucking terrible. So I'm coming up with a strategy to deal with this, to make the most of it. For those of you who have been in this situation or will be in this situation, perennial second place finishers, how to deal with it. So the reason why first and third are way happier than second is because the comparisons of the what if. If you are first place, you couldn't have done better, really. I mean, maybe you could have set a new better world record, but if you're first and third, if you're first, the what ifs are pretty much, what if I hadn't made it? What if I had fucked up? What if this hadn't happened? Same with the third, because if you're in the top 8 or the top 3, you just barely make the cut, and I have experienced this. I have one GP top 8 where I just lost in the top 8, and I don't really think about it all the time. You're in the top 8, and your what if is, what if I hadn't made it? What if I had lost in the round of 16? What if I had lost in the round of 32? This is awesome. But when you're second, you compare yourself, what if I had won? What if I had played better? What if I had had a different judge? What if I had performed better? What if I had prepared better? And so on. So it tends to be that if you're first or you're 8th or 3rd or whatever, your comparisons are to what if you hadn't made it into that position and things were worse. And if you're second, you tend to have this mental what if I hadn't, what if things were better. So there's different contrast bias working here. So my fix for this, based on that, what I've come up with in second, is to change the what if story, to stop thinking about the final match. What if I had lost in the round of 4? What if I had lost in the round of 8? I easily could have lost in the round of 16 or round of 32, and I never would have made it that far. So I'm starting to think about those matches, how I got lucky, or how I played well, or how my opponent screwed up, or how just what if I hadn't. It's very, very possible I never even made the top 8 to begin with, and that starts to make it more easier to cope with. It makes it more awesome. It makes it helps resolve the negative what ifs. Is like, man, I really was pretty lucky to be anywhere near the top. So there's more as well. So the first thing is changing our what if comparisons, and the second thing is a potential for growth because of the mixed emotions involved. First is all positive, pretty much, and top 8 is similar. But when you're second, you have to deal with pleasure and pain. That's a little bit more challenging, and it's also, there's way more potential for growth because it's something you have to deal with. Also, it allows you to be humble. People say, hey, congrats on the finish. I lost. What are you congratulating me for? I lost, right? So you get to demonstrate humility, which it's a little bit harder to do as a winner, as the first place finisher. Also, I mean, I'm not saying like you should like go for sympathy and all that, but it does evoke emotions of sympathy, and it's just it's way more complex. It's way harder. It's way more interesting, ultimately. And we're going down this backwards. So that's how I deal with getting second place. The main thing is just change your what ifs. Like, what if you didn't make it there? What if you did not? Things could have, you could have easily never got there, and now you have to deal with something that's complex and mixed emotion. So I hope you found that helpful. If you've ever been second, or if you've ever got second, then that's what I would do. Try not to replay the final match over and over. Go back in time and replay the other matches leading up to that match, and you'll be a lot happier. So, much love. Appreciate you, and let me know what you think. Leave a comment if you've got more to add, if you've got a better strategy. If you have anything y'all want to say, leave that comment below. I look forward to reading it. Take care.